time. It's in October. We're heading up towards Halloween, and we're going to take a look in the night time at the Coronation Street set. Now, some of this is going to be very, very dark. I apologise for that. Couldn't do anything about it, unfortunately. But maybe we'll come back in the daytime. So have a look at Coronation Street at night time, see if you recognise any of the famous buildings, any of the famous sets, and I hope you enjoyed this video.
Of the inside of the Rovers, inside of Roy's Cafe, Ken's living room, Gail's living room, Dev's living room. It's all behind those walls. I would love nothing more than to take us all a wee walk around and go into Ken's living room. But as you can imagine, and as I said already, it's a live working set. So, as you can see, we're now in a winter wonderland, and I have to try and keep your Halloween themed scripts. So please put Santa and Frosty the Snowman out of your minds and this think of witches and pumpkins. Oh, there's a wee pumpkin outside the bistro. So, before we go any further, this is the part of the tour where I say, are you all excited to be on Coronation Street? Yay! Yay! And this is where I point, and you've done this tour before, I point up to that sign up on the wall, and where actually are we at the moment? We are on Viaduct Street. First you've got the Viaduct Bistro, run by Debbie Webster. You have Nick Tilsley and Leanne, and I would not recommend going for a meal in there. So Pat met his end in there. He held hostage. Do you remember Michelle and Robert on their wedding day? And Anna Windass came back and she stabbed Pat, and do you know what? That was the end of Pat. But speaking about Anna Windass, her son Gary, he's a bit of a wrong'un as well, isn't he? So Gary Windass, that brings us quite rightly to just down there, those premises. It says Webster's Autos, but that is actually where Gary runs his second-hand furniture business, where he deals with all his antiques. So that's just based around there. And we're going to see shortly as well, if you remember the big episode a few weeks ago, he had Kelly pay gangsters to murder Gary. Well, we're going to see shortly the area where Gary got kidnapped. And that happened just around the corner. But we'll see it more in a little while. We'll talk about him in a bit. They went up, rescued Sunita, got her down. She was all overcome. The explosion happens in the shop. Mad May is down there in a car, drives down. Your man from Boyzone pushes her out of the way, and Sunita lives. Meanwhile, Mad Maya goes crashing into the Viaduct Bistro, and she's thinking, what's going on? Why is she still alive? And then a big lorry comes along and crashes in. And that's the last we see of Mad Maya. Because, as far as we know, she's still in a coma somewhere. So that's the drama at the corner shop. Right, it's not that interesting. Cappy's left him, but he's in a wee play at the moment. Brian lives there, and he runs the cabin.
It's worthwhile doing it.
Yeah.
Have a look in the window.
Or we can come back and get it.
Yeah.
Just get these all up to the factory, please, guys. I promise we'll have some kindly water.
Yeah, there's a boy.
It's bad, isn't it? I know. Okay, just get these all up here. There's a few more wee facts about this area. I'm just going to stand up here.
You'll get one in front of the house. Yeah, the upper. You get one for the dog?
It's tinsel on here. Yeah.
Is that?
I think it's where the taxi. Yeah, but just think like over time it just. few desks on the show. Do you want to follow me this way?
It's nice to see everything in relationship to each other, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's like she's outdoors.
That's pretty cool. That's it. Yeah, it's like a fake picture and then like printed it out. There's actually some. They are. Oh, are they real? Yeah. Just in front of the windows for me.
Creative.
Laura's a cat. Okay. Oh, yeah.
keep him on the Halloween theme. This is another scene of another murder. And Leo wasn't the most interesting character. We can't really remember much that he did, to be honest. But the most interesting thing is he's become a statistic. Leo is the 100th person to die on Coronation Street. So there you are, a wee famous fact about Leo. So there we go. Now, what happened to Leo is, we can all remember, it happened very recently. He was up there, he was suspecting Stephen Reid up to no good. He overheard Stephen talking to his ex-wife about conning Audrey out of lots of money. He was going to go up to Audrey and tell her everything. Stephen goes up and confronts him. Leo bangs his head and accidentally falls into a very conveniently placed underneath. I've just checked, and his corpse isn't in there, but if we all remember, Stephen came back in the middle of the night to move the body. We don't know where that body is just yet. People seem to think, oh, he burnt his body. No, he burnt his passport and a few of his belongings. The body is yet to be uncovered. So all I'll say is keep watching.
It's been dark.
This area might look a little bit familiar. This is what we actually use to double up as the exterior of the hospital scenes. So whenever you see Wellerfield General Hospital, it's actually all been filmed around here. And how we make it look more like a hospital is, we just park a few ambulances outside it, stick up a sign that says maternity this way, x-ray department that way, and get all our little background extras dressed up as doctors and nurses and have them walk around. So a scene that you might remember is, do you remember a few months ago Peter Barlow had the big storyline with the dodgy surgeon that had, do you remember, had his liver and all that there? So they had a few confrontations around this area. Now a few years ago we had the big storyline where Steve and Leanne's little son, do you remember he passed away in that serious storyline? They used to always kind of have scenes also around there. So next time you see an episode, they're at the hospital, now you know where it is. It's actually the exterior of our studio. Behind us, that featured earlier in the year, whenever Yasmin and Alia were planning something for Ramadan. They got Stu to come off to a halal warehouse, and Stu got Ken Barlow to drive it. Turns out Stu robbed the place of all the halal meat, and Ken Barlow got arrested as his getaway driver. Make sure everyone comes in. Alright guys, we'll just get used to go in. Just wait beside the unit. So that's the exact little bike that Auntie used to try and find Kelly. So this is just an example of the area where we keep a lot of our props that were needed for filming. Carried on. Obviously, again, when we moved to Media City and we had so much more room and space to do stuff, we decided not to continue using the big fake photographs. So Eccleston was actually one of the longest members of the group that worked for the show back in the 60s, right up until the 90s. So they decided to honour him by putting his name on one of the shops. Same with the hats are just there too.